Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I'm so excited for today's video. I have a friend, a guest and a friend. This is Lindsey.
Hello, I am Lindsey. I am the founder and CEO of Kiramoon Beauty. We are a skincare brand based here in Austin.
Yeah. So Lindsey and I actually connected maybe 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
I lose track of time, but we have a mutual friend in Austin here who connected us. Lindsey launched her brand Kiramoon Skincare kind of around the same time we did. So we have a lot of similarities. So we connected. We've had fun kind of getting to know each other. I wanted to have her on my channel so that she could answer all your skincare questions. We're going to do a fun get ready with us. So you're going to hear us just kind of chit chat, talk about our favorite products, talk about makeup tips, talk about skincare tips.
Yep.
It's just fun. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, so much fun. I learned a few things and I shared a few things. So I hope you guys enjoy it too.
All right, you guys, before we get started, be sure and check out the description box. I'm going to list all the products that her and I are using because in the video, we're just chit-chatting and we might not talk about every single thing, but they will be listed. I'm also going to list all of Lindsey's contacts in her socials and my favorite Kiramoon products, which we do talk about a little bit in the video. So, all right, let's get started.
All right.
Let's do it. Okay, I'm super excited.
Me too.
I need to prep my skin though. So will you share with me what you brought?
Yes, I can share with you what I brought. I don't know if we have time to do all of it today, but the first thing that I do for skin prep is our Star Jelly Mask. So this is 10% AHA, so it's gonna buff away all the dead skin cells to give you a really beautiful, smooth foundation for your makeup. It also has niacinamide, which can help with sebum and oil. So it's really just like an instant facial for your face.
Awesome. I've used that before. That was one of the products that you sent me when we first met. And you gave me two products. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of our most beloved products. It comes with a brush, which is great. And it's perfect just once or twice a week when you want to pamper yourself and do a quick skin reset. This is the best.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. What do you have for like priming your skin with makeup?
Yes.
I want to get started on that.
So this is our flower melon serum. So this is hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and the first ingredient is actually aloe vera, which of course is great for skin healing and hydration, but it also has a little bit of tackiness, which is perfect. So a lot of our customers will actually use this as a primer.
I'm gonna try this. This is one I haven't tried.
Can
How much do you need?
A little bit goes a long way. It has that. Maybe like start with a pea-sized amount. I'll put some on as well.
Ooh, it's very light.
It's very light. It has a super nice slip, so it just holds on to makeup. You can use this twice a day. It's very gentle, great for sensitive skin. It's vegan.
So how would you incorporate this into your like normal skincare routine?
Yep, so you would use this just like you would use any other serum. So after cleansing, you can use it with actives like vitamin C or retinol. It's really up to you how you want to layer those. It's a great buffer if you're just starting out with retinol, or if you're using an acid like glycerin or something that's just a little bit more intense, you can actually blend it or use this before just to keep, you know, the skin from being too reactive. It's a nice little buffer.
It's nice. It feels there's like a little tackiness to it, but it's not sticky and it's super lightweight.
Exactly.
I like to put stuff like this underneath my eyes before I go in with concealer because even if I apply eye cream in the morning, by the time I get to my makeup or concealer, I feel like my under eyes are so dry that if I don't use something like a serum or something lightweight like this, it just can tend to look heavy.
Exactly. One other fun trick for this flower melon, we have customers that love blending it with their foundation to make more of a skin tint. It plays really nice with both water and oil foundation, so you can just blend a little bit and it'll add a nice sheerness and moisture.
I need that.
You do.
I need to buy one of those.
You don't have one.
I don't have that.
I'll send you one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go in with foundation. What foundation did you bring?
Okay, so I have the Morphe. This is the Hint Skin Tint. This is my absolute favorite. It's sheer and lightweight but buildable, and I feel like no one ever talks about this. The only doside to this is it doesn't come in many colors. So
you mix them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have?
So I have something a little bit heavier. This is the Studio Fix Fluid by MAC. This is like an old holy grail of mine.
Oh yeah.
I was in the mood today for a little full coverage, although the color is a little off, but we're just gonna play with it. I did get a lighter concealer to kind of balance it out.
Nice.
Okay, so Lindsey and I got some questions. We have them right here. We're going to use them as our little guide and just kind of chit-chat, answer questions throughout here. I polled you guys on Instagram a week or so ago, and I asked you to submit your questions on like skin, which we have a lot of great skincare questions, and I'm so glad you're here because I get asked a lot of skincare questions, and to be honest, like I really go off of like, you know, how things feel, the texture of them, how they work under my makeup, how they feel, what kind of results I see, but I'm not really savvy on ingredients and all the, you know,
Okay.
So I'm glad you're here. 'Cause
Yeah,
you can
we have a
tackle
lot to
those.
talk about.
Yeah, and we've got makeup, and then we also have some questions on, how we started our brands. And
Perfect.
so why don't can we talk and do makeup at the same time? I think we need to.
Let's try. Let's find out.
Okay. I'm going to ask the first question. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask it related to your brand. So I'll ask you answer this first, and then I'll answer. So what was the inspiration for starting your brand and your business?
Okay, so this story is going to start a little sad. It'll get happier, I promise. But 5 years ago, my mom passed away, and I was really struggling with balancing grief and my job and my personal life. And skincare really became a form of escapism for me. It was time just for me. I could close the door to the bathroom and escape. I'm sure so many of your followers and you understand that beauty, makeup, hair care, whatever it is, can really be therapeutic. It's self-care.
Totally.
So I wanted to create a brand that was not only effective, but really helped you create that magic moment in your bathroom. And so our products are super effective, but they're also sensory and they're fun and they smell good and they feel good. They're just all the things. So we just go the extra mile to make our products really enjoyable so you can get the most out of the 5 minutes you have to do your skincare every day.
One of the first products I tried of yours was the Silky Rinse. Can I grab it and show it off real quick? This was the first product I tried of yours, and I have never tried a cleanser like this. This is unique from anything I've ever tried.
It is.
It's a super lightweight, it almost feels like water in your hands, but it's got this silky texture to it, and it completely removes all your makeup. Yes. It's amazing. The mistake I made when I first got this was using too much.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so lightweight that I thought I needed a lot, but I don't. This is a really, is this your bestseller?
It is.
Okay, I would imagine.
It's our bestseller. And what makes Silky Rinse so special? Of course, it's the formulation. So this has almost equal parts surfactant and glycerin. So surfactant is the soap. And soap is important when you're cleansing your face, but so many cleansers use too much and it damages your skin barrier. It pulls away all the natural oils and it really messes with your pH. So we set out to create a cleanser that wouldn't do that. And we did it by adding a ton of glycerin, which is a super humectant. Yes. Okay. It gives it that sort of, I don't use the word slimy because I don't want to turn anybody off, but it's got a really nice slip and it feels just very hydrating. And that's why it's called Silky Rinse. It has a very silky, soft texture.
Okay, so I'll tackle that question next. Was there anything else you want to share about that?
No, I think that's it. I'm so glad you love Silky Rinse.
I love it. I need to restock it. Okay, so for BK Beauty, what was my inspiration for starting BK Beauty? I launched brushes because I, had been a makeup artist before I started YouTube. That was kind of my background, came from being a makeup artist. And I've said this in so many videos that the right tools make all the difference in how your makeup looks. And especially these days, I feel like drugstore makeup has come such a long way that your brushes and your tools are more important, I think, sometimes in the products that you're using in terms of the overall finish of your makeup.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to design brushes that were super high performing, that were designed by makeup artists, that were great for makeup artistry, but also for just the average consumer. I wanted them to be beautiful, and I just wanted to create something a little different, and I wanted them to be synthetic. Because I had been, a makeup artist in the past, and 20 years ago, there was this idea that natural hair fibers were higher performing than synthetic. And 20 years ago, that was an accurate statement, but today, that's not the case. And so I just wanted to design a cruelty-free synthetic brush brand that performed better than natural hair brushes. And that was my inspiration for starting BK Beauty.
And they do. So when Lisa and I first met, of course, sweetest person on the planet, she gifted me several of these brushes, and I get it. After the first use, you can just feel the quality. They feel luxurious. They feel soft. So many of the synthetic brushes that I have sensitive skin, and they almost hurt. There's like a pull and a tug, and these just blend so beautifully. I love them. You've done such an amazing job.
Thank you. And I also feel like a lot of brands, they have makeup brushes, but it's kind of like the complementary secondary product of the brand. There wasn't really a brand that was really focusing on making high performing, beautiful makeup brushes. And that's really where I wanted to laser our focus. So that was my inspiration.
Can I ask you a question?
Totally.
What were the first brushes you released? Were they very foundational, or were they brushes that you personally reached for the most? How did you decide the first collection? Yeah,
so we launched with 9. They were our essentials collection, and they're still in the line today. Actually, a lot of the face brushes were really large. Like the 104 was one of the brushes, the 101, which is this guy here that you have, which is our bestseller, our 102, which is really large. They were large face brushes, and then we had kind of like just like your basic standard eye brushes that everyone needs, a crease brush, a blending brush. So I wanted to create kind of brushes that were very easy to use, that you didn't have to be a pro makeup artist or have, you could be just beginning in makeup and these brushes would work for you.
Yeah.
And then as we've grown, we've come out with more kind of precision, more detail, more artistry inspired brushes like Nikki's brushes. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, what are you doing? What concealer is that?
So I started with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. And this was trending like in the last year. It's the pink shade. You know, when everyone was transitioning to the pink under eye. And I found that it works really well for me because I do have natural pink undertone. So I use this to neutralize and add any brightness. And then with just a little bit extra, I like a super bright under eye. And so this is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I'm sure that you've seen this. It's super high pigmented. I have to be careful, especially as I'm aging. This tends to sometimes set in my fine lines and wrinkles, but I still just find it to be the best to add that really brightness under eye. Yeah.
You do have a really good complexion routine. Every time I see you on social media, I'm like, what is she using? Your skin always looks so good.
Oh my gosh, what a compliment. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I went in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and I went in with the shade Custard. The foundation I was using was a little dark and a little yellow, so I wanted to kind of add that brightness and balance it out. And I went in with our Nikki LaRose N16 Concealer Brush. I like this brush when I'm trying to like kind of sheer out concealer. I'll use the side of it to press in to get a little coverage, but then I'll use the long fibers to sheer out and blend out, kind of spread it. It's a really great like spreading brush.
I'm using the 108. I'm not sure if this is meant to be used.
I love that one, yes.
I find this just great for everything. I find this size to be perfect for my under eye area, especially as a girly that likes my long nails. It's really hard to get into that little corner of the eye, and I find this just to be the perfect size.
Okay, I'm going to throw a question here that we got, skincare. I'm going to try and quiz you on skin. Is that good?
Sure.
Okay, so someone asked exfoliating products for rosacea, for people who have rosacea, and then how often should they use them?
Exfoliating is tough, especially if you have super sensitive skin or rosacea. I would suggest, and I'm not a dermatologist, let me just jump in. I do know quite a bit about formulating skincare, but if you have rosacea or any other skin condition, you should always consult with your dermatologist. But my reaction to that would be an enzyme. So the most gentle exfoliants are fruit enzymes. Pineapple and papaya are the most common. I would Google that. And in terms of how many days a week, everyone's skin is so different. So you really, as with anything, you really just have to
see what works.
Exactly. And start slow with exfoliating. But yeah, I would start with an enzyme type of exfoliant.
Okay, that's good to know. So, interesting story I have about retinol. I can't use it. Whenever I use it, my eyes get so red, and I will avoid that area. I will put it like from here down and up here, but it's
too much.
Yeah. So I'm always looking for other ingredients that can kind of give me the same benefits. Maybe not as impressive or as impactful as retinol, but that's kind of my alternative.
Yeah, skincare. It's interesting because even things like retinol, tretinoin, that research have proven to be the gold standard. Everyone is a snowflake and everyone's skin is different. And so you really just have to listen. And if your skin is reacting, trust it. Just because it works for everyone else doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be the right fit for you.
Yeah, I tried it twice because, everyone just says that's the gold standard and you should be using this. And I have the skin that looks the way it does because I started using retinol in my 30s or my 20s.
Yes.
And I'm like, so I try, but I just can't. And at the end of the day, I feel like, you know what? I feel like I have good skin.
Yes, you have beautiful skin.
Thank you. But we do see things and hear things and we're kind of like, oh, I have to do that. And it doesn't always work for us.
Yes. So what are you doing now?
Okay, so I just went in with the 109 and I'm using the NARS Laguna Bronzer, the cream version in the shade just Laguna 1.
That's really pretty.
Isn't it?
It's very natural.
It's very natural, yeah. I'm just doing a little soft, kind of bronzy contouring, warming up the face. Okay, let's see. Let's see what our next question is. Okay, this is a good question. Okay, best products for mature skin other than vitamin C and sunscreen. I think maybe they're asking kind of ingredients. Like if you're focused on anti-aging and reversing the signs of aging for your skin.
Yes.
What are some ingredients that you should absolutely have or products you should absolutely have in your skincare routine? Do you think?
I want to say tretinoin. I'm sorry.
No, say it.
It really is the gold standard. So in your example, your skin reacted. It just wasn't a good fit. But I think tretinoin is one of those things that your skin does have to build up a tolerance to. So be patient, start slow. The science is there. I think also just hydration, I think is really underrated because it's so simple and it doesn't have that wow factor the same way that AHAs or retinols or vitamin C's, but keeping your skin properly hydrated with number of different types of hydrators. So an oil-based hydrator, a water-based hydrator, a glycerin. I think diversifying and keeping your skin not confused, but just creating that diversity, I think you'll see a better result than I'm just trying one product and hoping that it works out. I think that diversity of different formulas is very effective.
It is the thing to kind of change your skincare up every now and then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Your skin adjusts. You know, if you wash your face too much, your body is smart. It's going to react, and then you're going to start overproducing sebum because you're taking it away. And so I think keeping your skin, again, not confused, but you don't want it to adapt so much that the products are no longer working.
Yes. I think one issue that I have is, I get sent a lot of products. So I try a lot of new things, but often. And I have a few products that have been in my routine for, a year, 2 years, and I love them and I will always keep them in, but I'm trying to kind of stay committed to one routine for at least a couple of months maybe, and then rotate or try new things.
Yep.
I think that will
smart.
I think it'll also help me really determine which products are making the difference. It's hard to really test how effective a product is when I'm changing so many things. It's like, well, what is responsible for this improvement?
Yes. And I also think, I created a whole skincare brand around this, but it's important that you enjoy the products you're using. And I think that there's place for product loyalty when you find things that your skin really loves, but you should also delight yourself, surprise yourself, try something new because it keeps the routine interesting. And if your routine is fun and interesting, you're more likely to be consistent and see the results.
Totally. I definitely have been embracing spending more time on my skin over the last 2 years. I was always just focused on makeup, until really like the last couple of years. I would spend so much time on makeup, and skincare was just like a let's get it done kind of thing. Now I really enjoy it. And it's funny, I have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, and they love skincare. Like they take 10 minutes to do skincare every night. It's so funny.
What products do they love?
Well, of course they love
know the brands.
Yeah, they want Drunk Elephant, which is absurd. But
it is.
There's this like new thing going on about the 10-year-olds at Sephora.
Yes.
I haven't. It's kind of crazy to me that that's actually a thing. But my kids love going to Sephora. I'll get them like Inky List or Sephora brand. The more affordable things and very gentle products but they want.
Did you sneak a sunscreen in there? That's what they need.
Yes, I did. But of course, they get anything I get that's PR, and that's appropriate for them. I'll let them have. So they love that.
Talk about the coolest mom ever. That would have been my dream growing up.
I know.
Unlimited products.
Whenever I get PR and their friends are over, I always let their friends go through some of it and take what I'm not going to need or use.
That's so fun.
What are you doing now?
So I'm glad you asked. This is, I think it's called the Duo Stick. This is from a brand called Dibs. They're based here in Austin.
Yes, I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, I brought 2 products from Dibs today as my favorites. And this is a double-ended contour stick. It has the bronzer side and the pink side. I can't tell the shade, but I really love the cream blush. And I apply it with your 107. It's a really natural shade for me. It works with my
it's kind of peachy
skin tone. It's peachy.
Where did you buy that? Did you order online or did you buy it in a store?
I got it on Flip, actually, the Flip app.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that app. I'm not familiar with it. I think I've heard of it. I've never shopped on it.
I love it. So it feels like a social media app, but it really is just for shopping. So users don't talk about their day or, their personal life or do dances. It's just reviewing products that they purchase within the app. And I love it. I've discovered some of my favorite products there. It's a great way just to see what other people think. I think we all shop using reviews, but having a video demonstration of the products is really cool. You should check it out.
I'm going to check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. Okay, let's take another question. This is a good one. Tips for women who want to start their own business, how to contact suppliers and sell your idea. Do you want to maybe share your experience about that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So when I started reaching out to suppliers, I was here in Austin working for a tech company and I had this big dream, but I was so nervous. I was very intimidated and I didn't know where to begin. And I just started emailing manufacturers that I found online. And I emailed more than 50 before I got a reply. And I think the key is finding the right manufacturer fit. There are varying degrees of minimum order quantities with manufacturers. So some of them love working with small indie brands and the opening order size may only be 500 units. But typically it's much more than that. So the advice I would give would just be put the numbers in your favor. Reach out to as many as you can. Be as clear as you can on your idea. If you can come up front with some ideas about the type of product you want to make, how many units you think you might want to buy, how much you want each unit to cost. And a lot of that's really hard when you're first starting out, so not to overwhelm you, but these are the type of things that manufacturers are going to be asking. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. And I think the asking what the MOQ is, the minimum order quantity, is really important in the beginning, because that'll really kind of eliminate who you can work with up front and kind of make your list a little bit smaller. You know, we had a similar experience just kind of getting online, Googling. And another thing I'd recommend is trade shows. So we attended Makeup in LA, which is a big trade show that they have every year. They also have it in New York. But there's different trade shows for different industries that you want to get in.
Sure.
And, you know, this trade show, there's just hundreds of vendors. There's lab, there's manufacturers, there's packaging, and they're all in one place. And we went there, and just the first time we went there, we were clueless. And we just kind of wandered around. It wasn't very productive of our time. The second time we went there, we had a list of like partners and vendors that we wanted to meet with. And so that was more effective. But find an industry trade show and go and actually talk to these people, meet them face to face. They can answer all your questions. And I think that was a really, helpful thing for us in the beginning.
I love that. And what I'll add to that, I have found that in this industry, other female founders are so warm and open. And of course, that's not universal, but for the most part, if you have a founder that you follow on social media and you admire, don't be afraid just to reach out and say, I'm having trouble getting started. Do you have any advice? And you'd be surprised how often you can get a response. I utilize that quite a bit in the beginning.
Absolutely. I have a story I'm going to share. You kind of triggered the memory. The first makeup show that we went to, I actually bumped into Marlena from Makeup Geek.
Really?
Yeah, this was 2019. So it was February. So it was like 6 months before we launched the brand. And, we had already found our manufacturer at that point, but we went to this trade show and Marlena was there. And of course I was just like starstruck. I was like, oh my God, it's Marlena. And I met her in 2008, actually. It was 2008, 2009. Way before I was doing YouTube, years before that. But I was following her back then. I don't even know if she had a YouTube channel yet. It might have just been her blog. Anyway, I'm saying all of this because when I approached her at the makeup show in 2019, I was like, oh my God, I follow you. We talked for a little bit and she was so kind. It was like I was meeting the same Marlena from 2008.
Oh.
And she was actually really helpful. She's like, well, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm starting this brush brand. And, I'm here, meeting with manufacturers. And she actually told me you should meet with this person, this person, this person.
Wow.
She's like, they're really great. And she was actually there because she had a friend she was meeting that was interested in starting their own brand. And she was there helping them. She was there like taking them around, kind of showing them the ropes. So
there you go.
That was really, really cool.
That's a great story.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to use 2 palettes. I've got 2 Patrick Ta palettes because I need a matte. I need 12 mattes and I need 12 shimmers. Not really, but I thought I would just kind of figure out what I was doing as I went.
Yeah, and I can show you. I'm obsessed with the ColourPop palettes.
They're good.
Think they're so good. I've seen you talk about ColourPop on your channel, but I just got this one and started using it a couple weeks ago. It's the Feel and Bubbly, and it's got some really nice neutrals, like a little bit of a pink, peachy, mauvey undertone, and then really pretty shimmers too. So this is my current favorite.
Pretty. Okay, you want to pick a question? You pick a question.
Yes, let's see. Okay, I like this one. This is a makeup question. Favorite eyeliners for dry, sensitive, mature eyes?
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I saw that one. I would recommend finding like a really soft, waxy kohl pencil. Some of my favorites are the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On. You want it to be waxy and soft, but you also want it to dry down and set so that it doesn't move or migrate if you have like texture in the eyes or you had a hooded eye or you have any loose skin on the eye, because if it's too creamy and it doesn't set, then you'll have issues with it smudging throughout the day. So some ones that I really love are the 24/7 Glide On pencil from Urban Decay. I also love these NYX ones, these retractable eyeliners from NYX. Those are some of my favorite. And what else? What's another really good one that has, another great recommendation is to use a cream shadow stick. Now you're not gonna get a really sharp defined eyeliner from it, but if you want something soft, just a little soft definition, you can use the Bobbi Brown Longwear cream shadow sticks. Those are really creamy and soft, so they're going to glide onto the skin really easily and, with little effort. But once they dry, they'll stay in place.
I have a question. I've seen you in some of your videos apply a powder product, like a shadow over eyeliner to kind of smudge it and blend it.
Yes.
Do you recommend that? Like, I've never done that, but I saw you do it on a video recently and thought it was such a cool idea.
Yeah, so there's a couple of benefits to doing that. One, it's kind of like setting your foundation with powder, right? You apply liquid foundation, then you set it with a loose powder. It's kind of the same idea, using a shadow on top of a creamy, waxy pencil. It's kind of setting it so that it stays in place. You can also smudge the liner before it has time to dry down. So if you want like more of a smokier look, most times when I do an eyeliner, I will always go back with a shadow and just kind of soften it a little bit and set it.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah. So I'm using the 202 brush, and I'm just kind of working this in the outer corner and then blending up, kind of creating a like halo up right above my crease, really kind of blowing this out so it's real soft and diffused.
Yeah, so I went in with one of the lighter matte shades all along the socket of the eye, and now I'm just doing a little bit in the crease, mostly on the outer corner with a little bit of a darker brown, and I'll go in with just a shimmery color on the lid in the inner corner. So a fun but natural everyday look.
Is this your everyday look?
It is right now.
You
It changes every week, but right now, yes. I just use this ColourPop palette. I'm loving it.
So I want to ask you a question just because I'm personally curious.
Okay.
What was the first like big turning point for your brand? Like big opportunity that came your way, something that kind of really took your brand to the next level?
So we launched in January of 2021, and in April, a buyer from Nordstrom reached out and they invited us to be part of their holiday pop-in, which is something they do at the end of every year, and they curate some really cool, mostly indie brands to showcase as great gifts for Nordstrom customers. And it also just gives a lot of visibility for young and growing brands. And I really just thought when I got that email, I couldn't believe it. I thought I must be getting punked, but I think that really, it gave me the confidence. I felt like we were on the right track as a brand. That was my first cool moment.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your big?
I think our, a big inflection point for us was our collaboration with Angie Hot and Flashy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was a really big turning point for the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angie and I we were friends, but we were kind of new friends. And, we were able to see the impact that she had just when she would talk about her brushes. She just has so much credibility and trust with her audience, and that was a big point for our brand.
Man, that concealer brush is the most beloved. I've been watching your restock on TikTok in the last week, and it's like, get it while you can before it's gone again.
What's really cool, I love sharing the story about us and kind of where we're at now. This personal story just really kind of hits home. So a creator and YouTuber that kind of caters to more of the mature audience here on YouTube. She's been, a fan of our brand for years. We've had a great relationship. Her and I message each other privately a lot. And she said that her daughter, who's in her 20s, came in the other day and was like, hey, do you have one of those BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brushes? It's like going viral on TikTok.
Wow.
And she's like, yeah. And she's like, can I have it? And she's like, no, you need to get your own. But I thought it was really cool because that's really kind of speaks to kind of the evolution of our brand.
Yes.
When we started, we really had this audience that was skewed a little bit more mature, a little bit older, and now that's brushes become viral on TikTok, and it's we've had a younger audience, and it's really cool to see that the brand can really span and speak to everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in now that I've got this really kind of warm crease. I'm going to go in and put some shimmer on the eyes. I'm going to go into this shade right here, and I'm going to just load up the side of this little mini shader brush. We're going to pack this on.
We are on the same page. I'm going in with this center color. This is Noted, and it's got a little bit of pink, a little bit of gold, but I'm using a fluffier brush because I don't want it to be too shimmery.
Okay, let me see a good question. Okay, this is kind of random. It's not about makeup, but I did want to answer this. Someone asked me what the difference between the Dyson Air Straight compared to the GHD one. So they're both like blow dry. Have you tried either of these?
Yes.
Which one?
I don't know which one.
It's like the blow dryer straightener.
I was gifted the Dyson, just the classic Dyson for Christmas. So I don't know much about it. I'm a newbie, but.
So I bought the GHD one first, and I bought it because it was I think $100 less. And I love GHD curling iron. So I bought it. I took it home, and I was a little disappointed. It just took a long time, and I have thick hair, but I just felt like I'd be there for 45 minutes, So then I returned it, and I bought the Dyson Air Straight, and I love that one. I dry my hair with a normal dryer, power dry it, and then I go back in with that in little sections and kind of just finish off the blow dry. But I will say, if you have thin hair, I think the Dyson Air Straight might take away too much volume. If you like a little volume, it's gonna take that down. So if you have thin hair, maybe the GHD. If you have thicker hair, maybe the Dyson Air Straight. Okay, let me find another one that was really good.
And I want to show you a product I'm about to use because it's a new favorite.
Yeah.
This is the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick.
Oh, those are good.
Oh, so good. This is in Perfect Pearl, and this is a cream shadow, and it does not budge. That's why it's called No Budge. But I've been using this for my inner corner, and I just love it. I find that it's perfect for my skin tone. It adds a little bit of pop, and it lasts all day.
Yeah,
I
those
don't know
are
if you can
great.
see the before after, but I'm obsessed. I think this is like $6 too. It's always sold out everywhere.
What color is it?
It's called Perfect Pearl.
Okay. I might have that. I have a handful of those. I think those are good dupes for the Bobbi Brown ones, which I think are probably my favorite Longwear cream shadow sticks. Okay, so I just really packed that on. I used the BK Beauty 209 brush.
It's beautiful.
I just packed it on. I'm gonna go in and line my eyes. I'm gonna use that NYX retractable eyeliner, and this is just brown. It's just like a deep, rich chocolate brown. Do you use brown or black eyeliner?
Brown.
You do brown, yeah. I do too.
Typically. Sometimes for a fun night out, I'll do a black liquid wing, but typically I just do a brown.
Well, you know what I thought you were gonna say when I asked about the big turning point for your brand was Ipsy.
Oh, Ipsy. Ipsy, if you're watching, I love you. Kiramoon loves Ipsy, and Ipsy loves Kiramoon. Yeah, we've done a number of sampling boxes with Ipsy in the last 12 months, and it's just been incredible for our brand. And if you're an Ipsy subscriber, you may have tried some of our products.
That's so cool. So how does that work? Are you in like Ipsy's a monthly, once a month box, or is can people kind of maybe scale how often they want to receive it?
Exactly. So Ipsy really is such an incredible data-driven company. So when you subscribe to Ipsy, you enter in all your preferences, and then as you receive your monthly boxes, you can give feedback. I like this, I didn't like this, and it just continues to better understand what products you love and which products work for you. So the typical subscription is the Glam Bag, which is a monthly subscription of premium beauty products in little sample sizes, but they also have the Icon Box, which is so cool. And this is a quarterly upgrade where they curate a beautiful collection of full-size products through a celebrity makeup artist or a YouTuber, and that is of course at an additional cost, but you get the full-size product. So we've been lucky to participate in a couple of those.
That's so cool. When you got that call, I mean, how was that like logistically on your brand? Did you have the inventory already produced, or did you have to?
No. So Ipsy actually reached out to us. It was right before the brand launch. We had a lot of buzz on social media, and I actually, as much as I wanted, to get a big order from them, I had to be honest and say, I'm not sure operationally that we've had enough time with our manufacturers that I would feel confident, sending you hundreds of thousands of units and knowing it would be up to our standards. So give me a year, let me get customer feedback, make sure the formulas and the products are up to our standards. And so a year later, I emailed them and they placed an order.
That's amazing. What a tough decision to make. Like,
oh my gosh, it would have been so easy just to take the order, but think about, how bad that could have been.
Yeah, that could have been the end of your business.
It could have been the end of my business, and then the relationship with Ipsy would have been ruined, and
you could never go back.
Exactly. And now since then we've gotten, I think, 5 total orders from them that have just been a game changer for our brand awareness and our customer reach. So wouldn't change a thing about how we went about that.
I think that's such great advice too, is like kind of really thoughtful decisions around your business and thinking long term and bigger picture and what's good for your business in the long run, and not just like what's good for your business like right now.
Yes.
And sometimes those decisions can be really challenging. I had one recently that I really struggled with, but I was listening to BK Beauty was on the Inc. 5000 list this last year, which was
incredible.
So cool. Yeah, we went
amazing.
So we went to the conference, and the conference is really cool because they have just really incredible high level speakers. And one of the speakers there was the Daniel, I forget his last name, but he's the founder of Kind Snacks, Kind Bars. He's been on Shark Tank.
Yep.
And he said something about marketing, and he said, that, or marketing and branding. And he says, whenever you go against who your brand is, that's like betraying your customer. Your customers have an expectation. Branding is not just a logo. It's not just, the colors on your website. It's all about the feeling that you invoke in your customers and what your customers associate your brand as. When you, derail from that, you're betraying your customers. And I remember hearing that in that moment, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was what I needed to hear,
What a cool way to put it. And that's absolutely right. I mean, your customers, whether it be a direct-to-consumer, someone that buys off your website, or a retail partner like a Nordstrom or an Ipsy, they come to expect certain standards from you. And if you betray that because you just want you know, a quick sale, that's not going to pay off in the long run. It just doesn't. As with so many things in life.
Right, yes.
You have to act with integrity and, you know, treat your customers the way that you would want to be treated as a customer. Okay, so what are we doing now?
What are we doing now?
So beautiful. I thought I
you.
was good at makeup, and sitting next to you, it's like,
you are.
oh, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'll
So-
have to rewatch this and practice at home the look you just created.
I went to town with that shadow. So I lined my eyes with the NYX retractable liner. And
Okay.
then I went over it with these two shadows. I took this dark brown and this
Okay.
reddish brown.
Okay.
And I smudged the eyeliner. And that's another reason I didn't say this when you asked me, but another reason I do that is because a lot of times when I'm, you know, when I'm doing my eyeliner, I'm not standing in the mirror like this. Like I'm doing it with one hand, filming a video. So my liner honestly is it's not perfect.
Yep.
And so doing that will smudge out and perfect any mistakes.
Right. It's a much softer look.
It is,
It's beautiful.
yes. And I definitely feel like as I get a little older, the goal is just softness. No
Yes.
harsh lines anywhere.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go in and just highlight the brow a little bit. I'll pop this right under the brow. I'm using these two shades. I like the white for brightness, but it's a little too white, so I'm gonna mix this kind of creamy vanilla shade together.
Okay, and while you're doing that, maybe you can give me a tutorial. I recently got this. This is from the brand Saie.
I love that. Is that the highlighter?
It's Glowy Super Gel Star Glow. I just got this last week, and I don't know if I'm using it wrong. Maybe you can give me some tips. So it comes in this pump, and it's a very sheer but luminous. It's like
Gel.
it's like a gel,
I love
and
it.
I've been applying it with my finger, but I find that it sort of breaks down the makeup underneath it. I don't know if it's because I think it's overlapping with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which is so pigmented, but the finish is beautiful. It just looks a little bit. It's a little patchy. I don't know.
I think you might be using too much.
Okay.
I think maybe put a little bit on the back of your hand and
Okay.
take a brush.
Okay.
Like take a brush and just work it into the brush and then just press it on the brush.
Okay.
It might be that. Try it on the other side and see if that helps.
Okay.
Or you can
Well,
take
I
the brush
already
over
put a
what you,
little on
yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
side. Maybe I'll just, because it's a really beautiful product. It's like a satiny sheen. Like, I guess it
so
is a
pretty.
highlighter, but it's not super pigmented. It's very sheer and it just gives a dewiness. I don't know if you
It's
can
really
tell
beautiful, yeah.
if you're watching this. It's beautiful.
It is.
Well, thanks for the tip.
Yeah. You can also layer that underneath makeup. It's not going to have the same
Yeah.
impact, but I love that product.
Yeah, it would be great if you're struggling with radiance and you want to give that dewy, hydrated look.
Did you put powder on that area that you're putting that on?
No,
No, okay,
I
good.
have concealer and then I have a cream bronzer, contour, and cream blush.
Okay. I was going to say I would avoid putting powder there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in with mascara. Have you used this before? The Dior Lash Maximizer?
No.
This is the.
Is
do
it
you
the
use-
Holy Grail?
It's the Holy Grail.
Okay.
Do you use the lash primer?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you don't need it, I guess.
I have
but-
very long lashes, but they're very straight.
Yeah. Well, this won't help curl it, but it'll give length. This might be too much for you to use
Okay.
with your lashes, but
Okay.
it's my favorite lash primer. If you are looking for a good one, I've used this for
For a date
decade.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
For
nice.
extra drama. And
Yeah.
then what?
This mascara is an underrated mascara. This is the Clinique. I think it's called the High Impact mascara. Clinique is a brand that I feel is underrated. You know, it's not really shared or talked about too much, but they make some really great products.
They weren't underrated when I was in middle school
I
and
know.
high school. I can tell you that. That was the only makeup that was acceptable.
Yeah, it was probably most of our first brand that we started on.
Yeah.
I like this mascara because it just gives lots of length and volume, but it's not clumpy.
Mm-hmm.
And the lashes look wispy. What's your favorite mascara?
I'm using it right now. This is the Buxom. It's just lash mascara in the blackest black. I have used this for years and I found others that I like, but I always go back. I love the brush. It's really fluffy, but it really separates each lash and it doesn't get clumpy. It gives that wispy look.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying, longtime favorite.
I used to have lash extensions.
Oh.
Sometimes I'm tempted to go back, but I just love mascara. I love applying mascara.
Yeah, I've never done the extensions, but you don't get to have fun with your mascara.
Yeah, and I did find, doing makeup tutorials, they kind of got in the way, and I could never review the newest mascara, so it's, I took them off in part for that, and your lashes are always a little damaged after you remove them.
Right.
I finally got my natural lashes back to a good state, so.
Every time I do my makeup, I wear a strip lash, but just a half strip lash. And I meant to bring them today, I forgot, but I will tell you because they're my favorite. It's the Ardell demi-wispies, very natural, and I cut them in half and only do the outer eye. And I find it gives you that fun lash extension dramatic effect, but without all the cost and commitment. I love them.
And you wear those every time you put your makeup on?
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't have an event or a date or anything, it's just kind of your day-to-day thing?
Well, the only time I put makeup on is for an event or a date or if I'm shooting content.
But like if we were going to have lunch tomorrow, would you have them on?
I would.
You would? Okay.
Because I love them so much and they're so natural.
And it doesn't damage your lashes when you wear them that often?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any damage.
Yeah, I know your lashes look great.
I am pretty good about like cleaning my lashes afterwards. If there's any adhesive that sticks behind, which happens, I just gently remove it with makeup remover. And it now without it, I just feel, why wouldn't I put them on if I can put them on? Because they make me feel so beautiful.
I know, I love that. Yeah. I want to wear lashes more. Like I kind of wear them for special events, but I want to do that. I want to wear them more often. They make such a difference.
Your lashes look beautiful right now,
I just
though.
love the fullness that they give.
Yeah,
we
wow.
have our half lash as the Risa Does Makeup Martini lashes. She did a half lash, and I love that one. And I'll just build up the inner corner. Oh my gosh, this liner is beautiful. I'm saying it like it's the first time I've used it. I have no used this before, but this is from ColourPop. It's the shade Overboard. Look at this. Isn't that pretty?
Wow, that is really pretty.
It's like a patina bronze shade. It's not like a real dark, warm bronze. It's almost like this kind of like pewter cool tone bronze. It's so pretty.
Is it a true matte or does it have
it's got some shimmer to it.
A little bit of like a pearlescence. That's really pretty. So I don't have my lashes to do, so I'm nearing the end.
Okay, I'll get there too.
Yeah.
I think we're at the same place. I got lips to do. I'm just gonna finish off
Perfect.
my liner here.
Should we do another question?
Let's do another question. Yeah, you pick.
Speaking of mascara, how can I keep mascara from getting on the skin under my eyes? And I'll add to that. What about the skin above your eyes?
We got
if you
both
have
of
long
those questions. Yeah.
and hooded eyes with long lashes.
Yeah, so that is, the tough thing about that is there could be a couple culprits, right?
Yeah.
It could be either your concealer is a really creamy formula and maybe you didn't set it correctly and the product warms up throughout the day and it kind of interferes and breaks down your mascara, which smudges it. It obviously could be the mascara's fault. So I think a few things that you can do to kind of minimize the opportunity for it to smudge is make sure you're setting your under eye concealer with a little bit of loose powder. Look at the concealer you're using. If it's a really creamy emollient concealer, it's likely to interfere with your eyeliner and your mascara. So maybe try something a little lighter weight that dries down. If you are not already using a waterproof mascara or a water transfer resistant mascara, that's important. And then as far as the upper lid, if you're not wearing shadow on the lid, like if you just maybe don't wear shadow, you just wear mascara, apply a little bit of loose powder on the lid. If your lids tend to get oily throughout the day, that if your lashes touch that area, the oil from your skin is likely gonna interfere and break down that mascara and transfer. So just set a little sheer loose translucent powder on the eye. If you're doing shadow already, you probably don't have to worry about that. Another tip is to use a primer on your eyelid if you have oily eyelids. Use something that is gonna be a barrier between the oil that your lid produces and your makeup. That can also help. So it's just kind of a trial and error thing. Try a few of those. Yeah, try a few of those things, see if they help. It's hard to know exactly, what the culprit is, if it's the mascara or if it's the products you're using around them. Okay, and another thing too is really limit the amount of mascara you use on your lower lash line. I know some people that skip mascara entirely. I will do a little bit, but I try and keep it very light. I just think it looks better if it's lighter.
Yeah.
But also it won't transfer as much if you just have less product there. Onto lips.
Yes.
All right, you've got a lot of good drugstore products, I notice.
I
give
do.
It a good mix.
I go through transitions where I will fall in love with a bunch of higher end products. And you know what? I think so much of my drugstore products, I spend a lot of time on TikTok for my business. And I see these incredible affordable products from e.l.f. and ColourPop and they're beautiful. And so I find myself kind of hoarding them and then I fall in love with them and I end up with a lot of great drugstore. So
I think I'm gonna need that mirror next though.
Oh!
Can I buy that? Look how cute this mirror is. I need this, especially for my videos. This
of
is
course.
So cute.
Well, you cannot buy it because I will gift it to you because you're so sweet to have me on your channel. But yes,
people can buy this.
It is available on our website.
This is so cute. This is going to replace my little Ricky Loves Ricky mirror. That's so cute. I love it. Okay, so I'm going in with the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. It's a really pretty kind of pinky rosy shade. Just a great everyday shade. I think NYX has really nice lip liners.
I have been using the 10 Years Late to the Party, but the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk liner, and I forgot it today, but this is my go-to. This is MAC Satin Finish in Brave, which is just such a beautiful classic. Pretty similar to Pillow Talk, actually.
Do you use the Pillow Talk 1, like the original, or do you use 2?
I don't even know.
Look and see. If you use 1, which is like the original main one, try 2. You'll be obsessed with it.
Okay, I can't wait to look. What's the difference?
It's a little, slightly deeper, but it's not a dark lip liner at all.
Okay.
It's slightly deeper and it's a little more pink.
Okay.
It's just the most ideal lip color. Do you mix your makeup up, or do you kind of wear the same products and look? Is it like your signature thing you wear all the time, or do you try different looks?
I would say 90% of the time I do the same thing. Where I have fun is with lip colors and sometimes fun eye look. So different shimmery colors, but typically no, I don't have, 5 different blushes. I find, at least for my skin routine, my complexion, it's always the same. I find what I love and the colors that work, but sometimes with eyeshadows as well as lips, I will venture out a little bit.
Yeah. My makeup kind of looks the same all the time. Even when I try to, I gravitate towards the same palette.
Yes.
So color palette. So even if I'm using a different like brand or whatever, the makeup looks similar. So now this is a new one for me. This is also from Dibs, the brand I mentioned earlier. Is that a blush? I know that's a lip.
It's a lip, and this is an effortless pink, and this reminds me so much of the OG MAC lip glosses. It's sheer but with a touch of color. It smells really good, which is weird. You don't think of like lip products as, it's very subtle. It has that same vanilla smell.
Ooh, I like it. I like the I like how like chunky and chubby it is.
Yes, it's very chunky, and also the formula feels, it's got that kind of like thick, luxurious gloss feel, but it's not sticky. It feels very substantial. Like with some of lip products, I want it to feel very sheer, like I have no makeup on, but sometimes with the gloss, I want it to feel glossy, like you've got gloss on your lips, and this I find has that really nice satisfaction.
So shiny too.
Very shiny.
So I went in with one of my favorite products. You've tried this before, right?
No.
What? Okay, you've got to try these. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump, and they come in a ton of shades. This is the shade Forget Me Not. They're all pretty sheer, but they are just like, they're shiny. They're almost like a lip gloss, lip balm hybrid. They're shiny like a gloss, but they're more solid like a balm, but they're super soft. So you don't want to put too much pressure because it can kind of come off a little chunky on lips. You honestly can just kind of press and dab it and you'll get full color.
That packaging's really beautiful too.
It's pretty, it's just a little like, kind of pop-up pin.
Yeah.
I love them, but this is like a viral TikTok product. I mean, I
feel like I've seen this.
Yeah. I've used it before. It was on TikTok, but like I feel like these are all over TikTok now.
Yeah.
Well, your makeup looks pretty.
Thank you. Just a little simple every day. Yours is beautiful, of course.
Every time I see you on social media, I'm always like, I wonder what she wears. So now I have the
now you know.
Yeah. We're actually going to link all these products and list them down below. I'll make sure to grab these before you leave me today, so you can shop any of them. But if you have any questions for us that we didn't answer, pop them down below. Will you hop on the video when it goes live and answer questions people might have about skin?
Oh my gosh, of course. Ask me anything. Please leave a comment and I will just be at home waiting and excited to answer all of your questions.
I'm so excited you did this with me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And if people can, I'm going to list where people can find you down below on Instagram, but is there anything you want to share about Kiramoon or before we go?
Just Kiramoon, we want to help you have fun and feel beautiful inside and out doing your skincare. So we hope that you'll check us out. You can find us on social media. I'm sure Lisa will list it at Kiramoon Beauty. And for anyone that's an aspiring beauty entrepreneur, my DMs are always open. And I love helping young women and older women that are trying to make their dream come true.
I love that we connected. I've really enjoyed getting to know you over those last few months. And I hope that we can collaborate and do more things together.
Same. Feeling is mutual.
All right, you guys. Well, I'll see you in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.